and I've been moved to Omaha.
An inmate at the Douglas County Jail. To accept this call, press 0. To refuse this call, hang up or press 1. To prevent calls from this facility. This call is from a corrections facility and is subject to monitoring, recording, and the location of your phone will be obtained. For more information about our privacy policy, please visit www.connectnetwork.com. After the beep, press 5 to accept this call. This call is from a corrections facility and is subject to monitoring, recording, and the location of your phone will be obtained. Stay on the line to accept this call. Thank you for using GTL.
I don't consent to recording on my call. Just checking in.
Hey, Mike. It's been pandemonium all day, but I do have a few things to share with you. Let's see. Sue called a couple times, and she sent me a 23-page fax, which I have printed out. It'll be 2 pages on the front and 2 pages on the back in order to get 4 pages on one physical page. I'm mailing that to you and Pat, and I'm also uploading to the website. She also sent me a trial document with all kinds of information regarding, I'm just going to say the dang name, even though I've gotten in trouble in the past, because everybody, I mean, there's news articles about this girl, and there's all kinds of other YouTube videos about her, and I don't know why I got to be held to a standard where I can't say her name. Maybe Sue can't say her name, but anyway, Shala Billy, I've got all kinds of, she wrote me a letter, and I've got like 10 pages where she talks about that whole situation, and then she also faxed me a 136-page document. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that. Sue's supposed to call me back Friday. She also wanted me to fax the 23-page document to the Hague International Court of Justice. So I'm working on that, and in between that, I got like 10 other prisoners calling me that are unjustly incarcerated, and it's just our justice system is a complete nightmare, man. It really has gone insane.
Don't forget, the True Man is available if you need to ask him if you can scan and or if you got anything that you can email to him. He can probably fax it just as easily.
Well, I emailed him the 23-page document, and he said he's been sick, but he did say he was going to try to visit you. So I hope that indeed comes about. I hope he don't get you sick, or I hope he gets to feeling better. You know.
Well, he only gets to see me through a video monitor, so there's no way I can get sick through that.
Okay, there you go.
But he did get, anything at all that you can forward to him, like the information to the Hague. She faxed that to you. Is it legible?
Let's see. I think so. Let me bring it up. I got it in front of me here. Yeah, it's. I can read the first page, the second page, but you know the later.
Is there a reason she couldn't fax it herself straight to the Hague?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. I never asked that question. She just asked me to do it.
The only thing I can think of is if they've got restriction.
Well, it's in the Netherlands, right? I mean, I had to send I had to send it an international fax.
Right, right. But that's what now that I'm thinking about it, it's probably that she can send faxes to Canada and the U.S. because it's like a local call. Canada and the U.S. are basically on the same phone circuitry. But going to the Hague, it's international, and they probably don't do international faxes. Yeah,
I did get it sent to the Netherlands. I mean, my service that I purchased allowed me to send it, and it did say completed, and I've got that in the record, so the Hague did receive it.
And that's because you're probably doing an internet-type fax, right?
Yeah, well, it's called HelloFax.com. It gives me 300 receive and 300 send a month, I think.
Yep. That's internet. Okay, what was the 100-something pages that she faxed you? What's that all about?
Yeah, let me bring it up. I hadn't even looked at it yet. I mean, my life is so crazy, Mike. It's just insanity. But let me bring up. Okay, 136 pages. Hold on. International Court of Justice. Okay, it starts off. It's all like you can tell she was sitting in her cell, and they wouldn't give her access to a computer or typewriter, and so she's writing block letters on like plain paper, the best she can. And it starts off in the U.S. District Court for the Western District of Tennessee, affidavit of C.J.Z. Holland, file number, blah, 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 United States of America, and Patricia M. Parsons, defendant, affidavit. I, Chief Justice Susanna Hegedus Holland of the Universal Supreme Court of the Tilshakwotan in the First International Aboriginal Court, the highest court of North America, blah, and it's all written, handwritten in block letters, you know. It goes on and on. It's all written by her hand. I'm on page 12. She spent a lot of time writing this, man. It's all handwritten. I'm trying to see if there's anything that's computer. It's all hers. I'm up to page.
Is there anything that says it is an affidavit?
Yeah.
That says that.
On the first page in big gigantic letters it says affidavit, and then it says I, Chief Justice Susanna Hegedus Holland.
That's okay, and that's 100 pages.
136 pages.
Wow. Okay. Well, she's wrote a book then, and that's fine. That's fine. It's as long as it notarized. Signature on the last page and notarized.
On the last page, it says by the court, and it says a line that she drew herself, and it's got somebody's signature. I can't tell who. And it says the Honorable Chief Justice of the Universal Supreme Court, S. Holland. It's got, I guess, her mark on it. But I don't see. I mean, if somebody considers that enough credibility to be notarized, I guess it is. If not, it doesn't have what most people would consider an official stamp or anything.
Yeah, normally on an affidavit you have to have it notarized.
Yeah, so I don't know. It doesn't. I mean, maybe her signature is good enough in whatever court she administers. I don't know.
Not for an affidavit.
Yeah.
For a court order, she can do that for a court order. She can't self-certify an affidavit.
Well, this is the last page. It's possible. Hold on. Okay, that was the last page. It appears she stuck several documents together. If I go up a little bit on page 133, it says a commissioner for taking affidavits for British Columbia, T. McKenzie, Assistant Deputy Warden, ACCW. But
she's got it stamped in. Okay, she's got it notarized in. Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's all handwritten. It's not a stamp as in it's all handwritten, but it is somebody else's mark, you know. So.
Well, that might be all that she could get. It could be that the notary, that's all they could do.
Right.
But if nothing else, it's witnessed. Her signature is witnessed.
And she also she said that I should be expecting more stuff this week, but that she didn't have any money to call me until Friday. So.
Right.
Yeah.
When does she go to trial?
I think she has pre-trial something soon, and I think her trial is either April the 23rd or 26th. I keep getting them mixed up. What was yours? Was yours used to be on the 26th or the 23rd?
Mine was the 26th. Hers was the 23rd of April. Mine was 26th of March.
Right. So hers was the 23rd then. 23rd of April.
Yeah. I'm thinking they basically threw this sandbag in front of me to basically prevent me from going to trial. And from what I gather from listening to other people, that's likely that they're not wanting me to be able to have a voice to be able to speak, because I'm able to, just off the top of my head, know the law, know the statutes, the treaties, and articulate what's happened from memory and not miss a beat. And perhaps if there's jurors listening to me, they're liable to come back and say, yeah, the dude's been railroaded, not guilty.
Yeah, amen, Mike. Hey, I need to share something with you too. I was on the phone today with a guy by the name of Omar Quasi. He spent a lot of time with the Bundys, and he has a close relationship with the Bundys. Anyway, the Bundys have been advocating for him because I guess they met him when they went to prison. Anyway, this Omar Quasi guy, he also has a felon in possession charge. He says that his first charge was a false conviction. He shouldn't have got the felony in the first place. But then he said they planted evidence on him, including a gun, and now he has a felon in possession. That's not the half of it. Here's the point that I wanted to share. This guy has been sitting in a Pahrump, Nevada jail for 39 months, and he hasn't even got a trial date yet. 39 months, and he doesn't even have a trial date. It's just insanity.
Yeah, they need to file a motion for speedy trial, and when they don't do it, then he needs to go to the next court up and demand that the matter be dismissed. And that's what I've done. I've cited in my motion to dismiss my right to a speedy trial has been denied, and they're just ignoring that. And when they try to appoint this lawyer as attorney.
Yeah, right. No, you should be able to have attorney-client privilege so that you can have private discussions. I guess everybody's forgot about that nowadays. They just think everything is they have right.
certainly, and if you know, if my point is that, what is your position about the sovereignty of a Native American nation in another country, or you know, are you like so many Europeans in this country opposed to anybody having sovereignty, or do you not understand what sovereignty is?
Yeah. Yeah.
And most of these people don't know what it is, or they just choose to ignore it. Your God-given right to self-determination and the ultimate authority is what a sovereign is, and the Creator is a sovereign because He's a creator, and that which you create your sovereign to. But nobody can create something to make me subject to it. That's not how it works. But that's what they want you to believe.
Yeah.
You look at prime example right now. You got this guy Assad, who is a dentist or an eye doctor. He banned GMO because he wants to.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
ISIS, which is a CIA creation, goes into his country and is attacking them, and then the mainstream media says that he's killing his own people. No, that's not it. And he didn't gas anybody. And Russia and Iran wouldn't be supporting him if he's killing his own people. And so what's Trump going to do? It sounds like he's fixing to support ISIS, who's beheading people out in the desert, driving around in Toyota trucks with the black flags.
Yeah, no.
How insane is that?
It is insane. We live in an insane world, man.
The United States has become the great evil of the world, and people need to see it for what it is. Anybody supporting ISIS is a terrorist, and that needs to be exposed.
Yeah.
You know,
we're praying for a miracle. We're praying for a miracle for you and Sue and Pat.
Well, I've got one other thing I was going to.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Okay, I've got 1 minute. All right.
Thank you for using GTL.
Okay, well, he said it had a minute, but then it didn't. He didn't really have a minute, did he?
This is a prepaid debit call from.
It's me for just a minute. I've been moved to Omaha.
An inmate at the Douglas County Jail. To accept this call, press 0. To refuse this call, hang up or press 1. This call is from a corrections facility and is subject to monitoring, recording, and the location of your phone will be obtained. For more information about our privacy policy, please visit www.connectnetwork.com. After the beep, press 5 to accept this call. This call is from a corrections facility and is subject to monitoring, recording, and the location of your phone will be obtained. Stay on the line to accept this call. Thank you for using GTL.
I don't consent to recording my call. First, before I forget, if you can email all of those faxes that you got, full page size, to Rich, he said he would be more than happy to print out anything that you've got for me and mail it to me. He doesn't mind doing that. And he said that, of course, obviously, if he mails it from here, I should get it in a day or two at the most, whereas if it comes from you, it might be delayed.
Okay, I'm going to mail him 3 documents in, the 136-page document, the 23-page document, and the letter I got in the mail about Shallow Billy. And just to be clear regarding our previous conversation,
reviewing my case right now than anything else, because it's a pending case, and they're going to look for anything and everything they can to use against me.
No, there's no doubt about it. And yeah, they're going to use anything they can to you know, that other guy who has a felon in possession, 39 months in prison with not even a trial date. I mean, that's the same charge you got.
Right. What they're probably going to do to him is come to him and say, okay, if you plead guilty, we're going to let you go time served.
No, they've already told him that. And he said he's not guilty, so he ain't pleading guilty. And that's why he's sitting there with no trial date.
Right. Well, they're going to keep him there until he pleads guilty.
Yeah. I think you're right. That's what they're trying to do.
That's the mentality. Now, they eventually got to let him go, but he could eventually be there for 10 years.
Yeah.
The maximum, Rudy, is 10 years, and they'll keep you there for 10 years if you don't have the ability to get in that court or raise holy hell and get out of there. Did the old man Bundy, did he have legal counsel at all, or did he represent himself?
Hey, let me ask Aaron. Hey, Aaron, did Cliven Bundy have a lawyer, or did he go pro se?
Cliven had a really good lawyer.
Cliven had a really good lawyer.
Okay, but I guess he had the money to hire him, or was he appointed?
Was he appointed or did he have the money?
He had a lot of people working in the background. I know Larry Clayman helped.
Larry Clayman helped, and I think there was a lot of people supporting him. He was nationwide, and you know, lawyers are like ambulance chasers. If they have a famous person, they're going to jump on the case just to get recognition. I have no respect for any lawyer whatsoever, but you know, I'm not saying bad things about Larry Clayman. I don't really know the guy, but any lawyer is going to jump on Cliven's case just to get the name recognition, you know.
Right. God bless you.
God bless you,
for
Mike.
everything. And what was it? Oh, one last thing.
Yep.
That judge said, and if I get this audio recording, I'll have it verified, but she said, if you get anything from the State Department recognizes you as an ambassador, case dismissed. And I talked to one lawyer in Canada back when I was in Tennessee, and angle he was going to take was that he was going to contact some friends of his with the Venezuelan consulate to try to get them to recognize the Chilcote Nation, and without saying the other names of the other countries, get those countries to recognize the Chilcote Nation because the Venezuelan consulate and embassy recognize us, and then through that would open the door for the U.S. State Department to also recognize us. So it's going a roundabout way of getting the recognition that would get everybody's cases dismissed. But he wanted like $15,000 that nobody had to throw his way. So that was the end of that. He wasn't, you know, he claims he wants to help Native Americans establish sovereignty, but he's not willing to work unless he's got a good paycheck coming down the pipe.
Yeah.
So his desire to help people is basically limited by his desire to make a really nice living.
Yeah, no, exactly.
And all he was going to do is pick up the phone. So here's the thing. Sue is originally Hungarian. There's a I don't know if somebody can search on the internet foreign consulates in the United States. They're all over the country, but if somebody could reach out to the Chinese, the Russian, the Hungarian, and the Venezuelan consulates and say, we've got some of our government officials locked up in jails because the United States, Canada is not wanting to recognize them, but yet Canada has already recognized the Chilcote Nation in their courts orders that they recognize the Chilcote Nation as a sovereign nation. They don't have a treaty with anybody. Their ambassador's sitting here in a jail for over a year now. They're trying to send him to prison for 10 years. They've got his wife locked up for 500 bogus charges. Tell us what we need to do to get recognition by the State Department so we can get these people out, because the court's already said once you get a recognition by the State Department, we'll let you out.
Yeah.
See if you know, I don't know who would have the time to look that up or make a call, but at the end of the day, you know, I don't mind burning through what money I've got making phone calls to these places. I just don't have the phone numbers or access to get the numbers. But I do know this. That lawyer up there wouldn't be saying he could do it. He was saying he could do it if he had the $15,000. And he said it would take him probably about 2 or 3 weeks. So I'm thinking it's just a matter of, he's not going anywhere. He's not flying anywhere. He's just picking up the phone.
Right. Right.
And since the Chilcote Nation is already recognized as a sovereign nation, they have no treaties. They are recognized by Canada. It's just that Canada's not wanting to recognize Sue Holland as the Chief Justice of this court system because they've got this puppet regime called the Chilcote National Government, TNG, which is itself an association of chiefs that are not a sovereign entity. They're an association registered as a business. And as such, they have no sovereignty, whereas the hereditary chiefs have that sovereignty because they're the people. And you can't kill them all because, you know, it's like whack-a-mole. You knock one down, another pops up.
Yeah.
Unless they're just going to kill off the entire Chilcote Nation population of 30,000.
Right.
And that won't work. You know, that won't work because guess what? There are other nations that are signing on and want to be part of the Chilcote Nation. There's other bands that want to join in. And why wouldn't they? Because they would want to be just sovereign too.
Hey, I just remembered, I got an email from your wife. You want me to read it to you?
Please.
Hey, Rudy, Deborah was supposed to check for me last weekend. This is me sending her. Here's what I said to her first to put it in context. Peace and blessings, Pat. Mike said if someone can check the electric and water, that will show if someone is living there. Praying for a miracle for you both in Christ, Rudy. She wrote back, hey, Rudy, Deborah was supposed to check for me last weekend. Felicia turned off water and electric and locked the electric meter. All should be okay, but I still asked Deborah to check. Deborah and Shorty still go there regularly. All 9 babies they got are doing well. Eris et al. God bless and walk sacred. Love, Pat.
Thank you. God bless.
Yeah, good deal.
Next, I don't say it when I give you messages to give her. She knows that I love her, and I don't just. I'm very private with my respect for my wife and our feelings for each other, but.
Yeah, I understand, brother. This is a satanic situation, and you guys not being able to communicate directly with each other is wrong on so many levels, and the fact that they tell her that she can't even talk to you before your trial, that's just wrong. I mean, and so I told her to press the issue and to find out who is responsible for making that decision so that, you know, when this whole thing gets blowed over and we understand exactly who made that decision, because we need a name. And anyway, brother, I'm pushing for her to push that issue.
And here's the thing: let her know that she has spousal privilege. If she's questioned, she didn't have to say anything to them. And here's the thing: anything that she says, they're going to use against her anyway. So don't say nothing to them. Don't talk to them.
Yeah.
Just say I stand on my right to remain silent. I don't have to talk to you about my husband or anything else. Period. Because they're going to try to set her up again.
Yeah, I know. I know.
It's like, Rudy, this is a game to them. It's like tee it up. Well, it worked once. We railroaded it once. We'll railroad it again. We're going to just say, oh, here's the deal. You plead guilty to this, we'll only give you 2 years. Plead guilty to this, we'll give you 5. It's a nonstop ride. You don't get off. And that's what I tried to tell her. You got to get off the ride. You got to reverse your plea, or you will never get out of prison. And Rudy, she doesn't get out in 4 years. That's what y'all think.
Yeah.
This doesn't end.
Yeah,
I'm telling you what they're going to do. I see it time and time again. Look at all these people that have these little nothing charges and they never get out of prison.
I understand. Yeah, I know. It's a dang system for profit, and they make money by keeping you in prison. They'll set you up. When Ken Hovind was
Trump is not coming to the rescue.
No, that's obvious. I've been saying that for a long time. A lot of people don't like to hear you say that or me say that because they are on the Trump bandwagon, but I've got off that bandwagon a long time ago.
He made the statement he was going to restore the power to the people. That ship has sailed.
Yeah.
Look, the dude's got Mueller sitting there going after his own private attorney. Mueller has committed treason because Mueller's mandate was to only investigate Russian interference with an election. Well, he's stepped outside of that. He's going after some, porn star who is accusing Trump of having some kind of affair. Who cares about that? But they're gonna bring Trump down because Trump doesn't have the ability. Whether he's been leveraged, I don't know. But if he doesn't fire Mueller and fire Sessions instantly, they're gonna bring his whole family down.
Yeah.
And with people like me and Sue locked up, where effectively the Chilcote Nations Court could intervene on his behalf, won't happen.
Yeah.
Because we're it.
Yeah.
And we're not there, so who's he going to call? Ghostbusters? I don't know. He's playing with people that want people like me and Sue and, on a lesser degree, Trump out of the picture permanently.
Yeah.
And they'll go after his family. They're going after his lawyer. And lawyers don't go after lawyers typically. When you see a lawyer going after another lawyer, that's serious.
Yeah.
Because they're part of a club, and as everybody I know knows, at the end of the day, nobody trusts a lawyer because they're a snake.
Yeah.
Just because they haven't bit you today doesn't mean they won't.
Right.
That's just the nature of them.
Exactly. I agree with that.
I got a friend who went to law school. He was all but fixing to take his bar exam, and then he said, I don't want to do this anymore. He was a minister. And I told him, I think I changed my mind. I said, you have to decide which master you're going to follow, because when you saddle that horse, your master is on another ride, and you've separated yourself from your master. You're not going to be able to be a minister and a lawyer, because Lucifer is with the lawyers, and your master is all about the truth. They're all about deception. Are you going to be a professional liar? Who did Christ give the woes to? The lawyers, the scribes, and the Pharisees. Yeah. In other words, the legislature, the judges, and the lawyers who corrupted everything. Nobody else did he give a woe to, whether you view it as a caution or a curse. A woe is a woe. And, that's serious business. Always has been. Political prisoners are a mile deep because of people like lawyers that will sell their soul for 30 pieces of silver.
Yeah, no, I'm in 100% agreement with you when you talk about the lawyers. My wife sent me a picture. It's I guess a tweet from the mayor of London. I don't know if it's a joke. Is that a joke? Is that a joke from the mayor of London?
It's not a joke.
My wife says this is a real thing, right? You know, they have a higher murder rate with knives than we do in America,
right,
with guns. You heard that, right?
Right.
Here's
right. And you know how they banned the guns in London by having a school shooting, then they banned the guns.
Yeah, that's why we have so many. Yeah, I understand. And false flags, and I'm totally with you on that. Here's a tweet. It just
you
came.
Have 1 minute.
This
remaining.
tweet came out yesterday from the mayor of London. No excuses. There is never a reason to carry a knife. Anyone who does will be caught, and they will feel the full force of the law. They're now banning knives in London.
Yeah, they want to disarm public of slaves, and next it'll be baseball bats. After that, it's going to be, pieces of pipe and sticks and stones and anything. You draw up a fist, man, that's a crime.
Yeah.
Not double up a fist, you go away.
Insanity. You're going to have to register your fist as illegal weapons, I guess. God bless you, Mike. We're praying for a miracle. It's good to hear your voice, and we'll stay in touch.
God bless, and keep lifting us up in prayer. That sustained us more than you realize. Thank you all.
We will,
God
Mike.
bless.
Okay, God bless. Bye-bye.
Thank you for using GTL.